Well, that is the end of that video, and I'm glad because I never got to see it before. And we're going to bring in the guests that we've got in the studio for a second here, because that was our wrap-up video from 2023. So thank you very much for joining us for this very chilly morning on Good Morning Nanton Live. Now, that tells me that we should have like record numbers of people watching today.
Yeah, nobody should be out.
Absolutely. Everybody
Nobody
should be plugged in.
doing anything else but tuned in with their warm drink. In their jammies. Just tuned in watching what's going on here. But we're like, I was going to come on and I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to talk without shivering in my voice. So, because it's kind of crazy cold outside, which makes it a little bit chilly in the studio. Who designed this thing anyway? Jennifer.
The studio or
the studio? Who designed the studio?
I have some input.
Yeah. So anyway, we of course had our 2023 recap video there. Amanda worked on that, and I was getting a bit emotional before we actually played it, or while we were watching it, because before we played it, I never actually saw the video, so I didn't think I was going to get that emotional. I think the emotional part for me, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but when you start looking back at all the people that you've talked to, the great things that have happened in the community, we got 52 weeks with, a week here and there that we took off for obvious reasons. Just all of the stuff that we have covered and the amazing things that happen in this community. And
the amazing people.
Absolutely. Yeah. All these amazing people that we get to talk to. And it doesn't stop. I mean, it's basically... Well, look who we've got in the studio right now. We've got our mayor in the studio now, and we get to talk to her about this really cool book that has come out called How Canada Works. And so if you guys have any questions for our mayor, then post your questions up and we'll ask her. Hopefully your fingers are not as cold as ours and you can still type. But we are also going to get to our tradition of having our house band, Highway 533 Band, kick off the show here. So they look like their internet might be freezing a little bit. Do you like that one? So I'm not really sure, but maybe we'll give it a shot, give it a try. And if anybody sees that the Highway 533 band is freezing here this morning, then let us know, okay? But if you guys want to kick us off, let's give it a try here. So Highway 533 band, thanks a lot.
Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain of fools. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man. But I found out I'm just a link in your chain. You got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treated me mean. Oh yeah, you treated me cruel. Chain, chain, chain. Chain of fools. Every chain has got a weak link. I might be weak, yeah, oh, but I'll give you strength. You told me to leave you alone. My father said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. But your loving is much too strong. I'm added to your chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain of fools. One of these mornings, that chain is gonna break. But up until that day, I'm gonna take all I can take. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain of fools. Change, change, change.
Change, change, change.
Change, change, change. Chain of fools. Change, change, change.
There we go. Highway 533 band. Nice job. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, guys. So, we are feeling a little bit jealous that you guys are looking so toasty warm and we're all freezing here. And somebody, of course, asked, what? No heat in the studio? Oh, no, we've got the heater going.
Yeah.
We've got the heater going. Have you not heard what the temperature is in this province right now? Like, even with heaters going.
I think that's obviously Cincinnati saying that. And
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
minus 42 or something like that outside. So
Well, and so some parts of the province were getting down with the wind chill, minus 50, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we were seeing. So it's pretty crazy. And what have we got here? As the mayor of Nanton, why have you allowed the weather to be so cold?
Good question.
That is
Jeff
a great
Murray,
question to
resident of
start
Nanton.
off this interview with our mayor, Madam Mayor Jennifer Handley. Wow, that's a good one.
Wow.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions for
See
our
what I
mayor,
have to deal with.
oh, I know
on
what you
the
got to deal
daily.
with. You got him, you got me. It's that's enough
Yeah.
to deal with in this town, honestly. The other thing that we have to deal with is we've got to deal with this little contest that was going on for glasses. So I don't know if you saw, Jennifer, that somebody needs a prescription glasses for the first time in his life. So we had everybody participate in a little bit of a contest here where I had to put on some glasses and everybody had to choose which glasses they thought actually fit me the best. So let's take a look again at what we've got for glasses here and see. Now, Jennifer, did you actually vote on this?
I did.
She did.
You did?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did vote. Now, which one did you vote for?
I picked number 1.
Number 1. Okay. Okay. So we're going to find out now which one is actually the winner here. But before we do that, I want to make sure that we've got all of the proper slides in here for it. So, okay, here we go. So we are going to start with number 4. And number 4 is going to be the one that did not receive the most votes. Now, we got a lot of votes, you guys. A lot. So this is the 4th place with 32 votes, and it ended up being glasses number 3. So they didn't really like the John Lennon. This was your
that
favorite.
Was my favorite.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
So the John Lennon look, the smart, I know music, that kind of, fool everybody. So that one ended up being 4th place. 3rd place actually was number 4, which were kind of the frosted glasses. Mm-hmm. This is and it kind of surprised me because I think that this is the frosted version of number 1. So the frosted version of number 1. And then we now have to figure out, of course, who the winner was between 1 and 2. So are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to find out the winner?
Yeah.
So the winner, here we go. Here we go. Winner is... number 1! There you go. Number 1 was the winner. So, and that's the one you said that you voted for, Jennifer, right?
Yeah,
number
you
1?
bet it is. Look at all the votes.
Look
That's
at it.
incredible.
73
Nicely
votes.
done.
73 votes for number 1. And guess what number 2 came in with? 57 votes for number 2. That was our 2nd place. So number 1 ended up being the winner on this one. So these are the new glasses that I'm going to be now wearing on a regular basis. So thank you very much for playing, everybody. Of course, we wanted to do that so we could promote Deja Vu, our eyeglass specialist in town here. And, I thought it'd be a fun way to do it. So now, Jennifer, you don't wear glasses, do you?
No, I wear contacts.
You wear contacts.
I do.
Me
I
too.
do.
So I was thinking about it this morning. I was going, okay, so now it's actually hard for me to remember if Jennifer wears glasses or not. Does she have glasses?
She does.
So I am the last one of this group then to get glasses or have to need glasses. So every one of you had glasses. Now I'm finally in the same
cool
club.
club.
I'm in the cool club with you guys. So there you go. Everybody who voted for number 1, that is the winner. So congratulations to you guys for picking the proper glasses, I guess, right?
Now, Dave, just so you know, on days like this,
Yeah.
when you wear your glasses outside and
Yeah.
then go inside,
Oh, what
they
happens?
frost up immediately and you cannot see.
Oh, so the glasses
Just-
don't actually help then.
Just letting you know.
Oh, okay. Good to have glasses that don't help me see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we got? We got some. So Cincinnati. So Dad. So he says number 1 now, right? Number 1, right? And
Yeah.
Kurt says number 4. No, it wasn't number 4. Number 1, and Father knows best. So that's what he's claiming here. But he was between a couple, wasn't he?
He flipped his vote.
He
yeah.
flipped his vote.
Yeah.
So between
he
1
liked number 3.
and number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that he needs to get a new prescription of glasses so you can see properly as well. Anyway, there we go. So I had a little fun with that. Thank you very much, everybody, for doing that. Now, I think it is time to get to what we usually do with our birthdays, right? So it's time to sing birthdays. So, Vanessa, I knew that smile was going to come on your face as soon as we said that. So what have we got for birthdays here today? And we're not going to make our mayor sing. Naim is having a birthday. Brad is having a birthday. Jackson. Kurt is being mentioned on our show for having a birthday. What? That's a surprise to me.
I know he doesn't live in
Good
Nanton,
job.
but
Good job, Kurt. Kirsten's having a birthday. Also, Leo's. Oh, look at that picture. Oh, come on.
Oh, my word.
That is too good. Okay. So, Leo's having a birthday. We also have Pierce having a birthday. And Logan is having a birthday. So, all these people are having birthdays. Let's do a little happy birthday shout out to all these ones. Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Niam, Brad, Jackson, Kurt.
And that's when they disappear. Logan. There
Happy
we go.
birthday to you.
Okay, so let's recap here. Leo, Pierce, and Logan. Okay, so that one got cut out there. But anyway, congratulations to all those people for being born. We appreciate you being born so that we can sing about you on our show. Now, the other thing that actually is a great segue into is the baby contest that we've got going on, right?
Sure,
So
of course.
we've got a contest where we're actually going to be giving away a prize that was donated and sponsored by Sandstone Pharmacies and also Dar Boren, who helped us with this little project. And it is what I called the baby making contest. The new 2020.
classy.
Sorry, the 2024 New Year baby. Oh man, you guys are losing it back there. That's good. Sponsored by Sandstone, and Dar helped us out with this as well. So we've got a whole prize package here from Sandstone, and Dar bought some things to put into this package. And all we need is for somebody to tell us the first baby that's born in 2024. And if anybody in the studio knows anything, don't say anything, because we want everybody to reach out and let us know. Because, oh, look at this now. Kurt is, you know nothing about the babies in this community, Kurt. So, and I hope you know nothing about the babies in this community. Kurt's not actually not creating more babies in this community, I hope, right?
Kurt said he was the bonus baby.
He was the
in 1959, the New Year's baby in 1959. Good for you.
Really?
Good to
so
be,
now
way to
that's,
be born.
That's funny because I think Jennifer, aren't you from that area?
I'm a bonus girl.
You're a
through
bonus
and
girl.
through, Absolutely.
Were you a bonus baby as well?
I was born in Kensington in Calgary. But
Oh!
I was born at Foothills Hospital, so I'm a Northwest girl. And then, bonus from age 7. And my dad still lives in Bonus.
Really? Wow. So when did you end up making the move then from Boness out into the rest of the world?
Bonus to Bridgeland to
Bridgeland?
Mackenzie Town, which
Okay.
I know you guys are from.
that's where we know that. Yeah, actually, yeah, Jason
you guys
and Vanessa.
were in Mackenzie Town too.
Yeah.
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 Is this
There's
Okay.
a lot of people from Mackenzie
There
Town
are.
that have moved to Nanton.
Yeah. So this actually reminds me of a funny story I want to tell when I first moved to Calgary from Regina, Saskatchewan. Because when I was moving, of course, I was telling everybody, oh, I'm moving to Calgary. And everybody kept telling, oh, Calgary is so good. The people are so friendly there. And I thought, well, that's great. I love going to a place where there's friendly people. So I moved to Calgary, and everybody I meet, oh, hi, I'm from Regina. So am I. I'm from Regina. Really? Everybody I meet, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Oh, I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. No wonder everybody in Calgary is so friendly. We're all from freaking Saskatchewan. So that was a funny experience for me. But yeah, everybody in
true.
Nanton, I think, has moved from Mackenzie Town. So
Yeah.
so you're a bonus. Kurt is a bonus baby. And his 65th was on Thursday, so I'm glad we got you in for the birthdays here. But we just want to make sure that we remind everybody, again, we're looking for the first baby for the baby making contest, the 2024, the New Year baby. Prize is sponsored by Sandstone Pharmacy and Dar Boran, who put this whole thing together for us. So thank you, Dar, for doing that. She's a volunteer here at the station. Really appreciate it. So we're going to find out, hopefully soon, who the first baby in Nanton is that's going to be born in 2024. And I also want to get back to another contest that we had before Christmas. And this is the contest. We are going to roll this out for sure now. The junk drawer contest. So I think that, Jennifer, you had seen this, that we were doing this, right?
I did,
You
yeah.
did, okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you guys submit your junk drawer?
No, I
No?
think we were away when you guys were
Okay, good.
in full
I think
So
I
we-
think somebody commented that Jeff has a junk garage. Is that?
Somebody, yes, I remember
The
that.
junk garage.
So I don't think the
I
junk
don't know if
garage.
that's in the same category. But
No. And now, Jason, did you say something about your junk drawer that it's a little bit different now?
It's evolving. It's
evolving?
It's re-evolving into a proper junk drawer.
A proper. Thank
Yeah,
you.
'cause that's
Thank you.
just
This is not a
despicable.
proper junk drawer. Don't
just
you
take
agree?
all the baskets out and dump them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take everything, just dump it in.
I don't
all
know what
into
you're
one.
trying to prove, but-
and then stir
Anyway.
it. You have to stir it,
And
Jason.
take those batteries out of the package, for crying out loud.
Yes, that's right. Things can't be in
If you don't have loose
packages.
batteries in your drawer, you're doing something
Not
wrong
a
with your
junk.
life.
Yeah, but guess what? Kurt, who's celebrating his 65th, this is a junk drawer.
Yeah.
So I think this is the one that we need to beat here. Somebody's got to have a junk drawer that's worse than Kurt's. So, I mean, this is our junk drawer here. What do you guys think? Well, so, okay, now, Amanda, we've got batteries that are kind of in the package. Is that... Now, are we contradicting ourselves here, or I mean, one of the batteries looks like
I
it's.
don't think they're in that package anymore.
One of the
but-
batteries looks like it's in the wrong position in the package, so maybe that counts
Yeah,
for something.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not
Well,
really
they're
sure.
partially in the package, just like with a pack of 24, and there's like 6 or 7 left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That counts.
Dad wants to know if he can send his junk drawer.
No, because I know it's going to be organized and tidy.
We don't want to do that. So we have Kurt asking, did you go to, this is for Jennifer.
I
you go to
did.
Bonus.
Boldness High?
Yeah, I graduated class of 97.
Really? Wow. Okay. Well, we're going to find out a lot more about the mayor because we're going to talk about this book. So we're going to say goodbye to our Highway 533 band just for a little bit. Okay. If you guys have any questions, of course, that you want to ask them, make sure that you pop it into the question section, and we will ask the mayor.
The comments.
Comments, yeah. And we're going to talk about this interesting book. So this is Peter Mansbridge working with Mark Bulgich. Okay, so, and it's called How Canada Works. So here's the book right here. I'm just going to blow this up for a second. And so you are featured in this book as one of the Canadians that make our country run. And so there's a couple questions I have for you, but why don't you just give us kind of a rundown on how this whole thing came about?
Yeah, Mark emailed me about 2 years ago, this time about 2 years ago, and it was kind of just very random, and, you know, I get a lot of random emails, and it didn't really resonate, and then he called me and said, no, like, this is what the project is. Me and Peter Mansbridge, this is their second book together. They did Extraordinary Canadians about 4 years ago. It was the #1 bestseller in Canada.
Okay.
And so this was their second book. So He did an online interview with me for about 2 hours and just kind of asked me a bunch of questions about myself and about the role of being a small town mayor.
Okay, so now what was interesting, I got a chance to read this, and it kind of covers your role and how you kind of went through the mental process of getting into the position of being mayor, talking
First
about
council member, yeah.
first council member, that's right.
Yeah.
So of course going through, climbing the ladder, as they say, right? So climbing the ladder, getting up into that position. But I was interested because, of course, I was reading it from your perspective.
Right.
What I found out was this interview that you had was actually taken, and basically a transcript was created, and it was written in first perspective, but or first person, but you didn't actually write what was in here. They wrote based on the interview they had with you, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So all of the pieces, I think there's 27 different participants in the book. They're
Yeah.
all written in first person.
Okay.
And that was written from each of our own transcripts.
Right. But you did get a chance. You said that they sent it to you. You got a chance to approve it, make sure everything was accurate. It was all good. And then it was entered into the book. And when was the book released now?
It was released in the middle of November.
Middle of November. Okay, here's my big question for you. So I'm going to open up to your chapter here, the Mayor Jennifer Handley. And there is, let me blow this up a little bit. There is a very nice picture right here. Okay, you see
Move
that
it
picture?
up a little bit.
Up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so there, now, can everybody see that picture?
Move it to the right.
Am I right?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now can we see the picture?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So there's a very nice picture there, and that is your mother.
That's my mama, yeah.
That's your mama.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation. I think this is so cool. We had a conversation about you having your mom in this book. And there was a little bit of a reveal that you told me that you wanted to have for your mom. And I want to hear the story about that reveal. Did that reveal happen?
It did, and it happened at a very cool place. So
Tell me all about it, please.
Yeah, it actually made me a little bit emotional that my mum is in the book as well. So
Yes.
we were asked to submit a variety of pictures, which our photographer, Jeff Murray, who keeps trying to seek recognition for his role in the book.
Okay, yeah.
Shout out.
So my mom, who's like my biggest cheerleader, and she was so excited 2 years ago when she found out I was participating in this book. She's just been rooting, and the fact that they selected this picture for the book was so great. And I didn't tell my mom, so I wanted to give her the book at Christmas time and surprise her that she's actually in the book as well.
Aww.
But what ended up happening was Peter Mansbridge was in Calgary in early December. Right?
I can see this. Okay.
Yes. And so I bought 4 tickets to attend his event.
You're going to make me emotional now.
Yeah, and the publisher actually put us in the front row, and because they found out we were coming. And so my mom and my stepdad and my son joined me. And at that point, that's when I gave my mom the book. And she was full of tears, and she was so just thrilled to be in the book, and then of course meet Peter Mansbridge that night and have him sign her copy. So it was just extra special, and I'm just so thrilled that we got to be both in the book.
That's so cool.
That
It
is
was.
That is
so cool.
What an experience.
And I've been so excited to ask you about that story and what happened with that. That is amazing. And, your photographer, Jeff, has just commented here. So he said thank you, but as a true artist, I don't seek validation.
So humble.
Yeah, so humble. Yeah,
Except he does.
I might have to clear my throat after that story. Wow. Okay.
We always cry. We always
I know,
cry on
it
the
has
show.
to
It's
be.
just like, hey, we're
Every time. Every time.
It doesn't matter what we're talking about.
Do you remember me telling you what my favorite part of having you as our mayor is? Do you remember that? There was one thing that I told you that stands out for me, and it doesn't. I wouldn't expect you to remember, but I thought I'd ask if you do.
No, I think I'll have to get you to
Okay,
remind me.
so
I think
I
I
will
have a few things that I might be, but
Okay, I'll remind you. Okay, and then next time I ask you, you'll remember.
I'll write it down this time.
Make sure you write it down.
She'll get it tattooed on her arm here. Dave said.
My favorite part, I want to explain to everybody that that my perception of politicians is that they're always so very out of touch with the people that they represent. And so when we first moved to Nanton, one of the things I absolutely loved then and absolutely love today is how accessible you are as the mayor of our town to be able to just have a normal, cool conversation with a real person who I wouldn't, of course, peg you as being a mayor. You are just Jen. And I just love the fact that I can just talk to you at any time about anything that's going on, and you will always make time for me, and you make time for everybody. So that is my favorite thing about you.
And there's a piece in the book, and we won't say too much, but where you kind of say how I could be, not now, but at the time it was released, I could be serving you your quesadilla at the local restaurant.
That's
and
right,
I could
that's
be, it's just so approachable, and maybe to a fault, I think, sometimes.
yeah, I would agree with that.
We have Irma here saying, what a wonderful story, Jen. We have somebody else saying, you need wipes on your glasses now.
Wipers. We'll get you those
wipers.
little-
Wipers. You need wipers, yeah. And then best part of being the mayor.
Bonesian. Is that what it is?
Is that Bonesian?
Bonesian.
Bonesian. Okay, so
Classy.
Bonesian. So now I'm hoping that they're going to, in Boness, they're going to have a plaque somewhere, or maybe a statue of Jen somewhere. I mean, you do expect that, don't you, Jen? That Boness would be putting a statue of you up in front of the library or something
You
like
would
that.
think, for
yeah,
sure.
of course. So what is your favorite part of being mayor?
I think my favorite part is just having my finger on the pulse and understanding how the town works, and also at the same time understanding it's not just the budget and the day-to-day operations, but it's the service groups, it's the businesses, and making sure that they're thriving and they have what they need to do to be successful. So hearing their stories and piecing it together to change bylaws or policies or budgets to move those programs and those businesses forward. So yeah, it's always just being aware and how to put people together and move things forward.
And so now I've got another comment that came in here. This one actually being a serious comment. We don't get very many of those on this show. Our favorite thing too, our kiddos call her our friend the mayor. Now this is kind of an anonymous Facebook user. Do you know who that might be?
I'm not sure, but I
No?
do have a few kiddo friends for
Yeah.
sure. So
Oh, I imagine you do. And back to the non-serious comments here. A bench at Boness Park. How about that?
I think that's reasonable.
A bench. So I also wanted to ask you about perception coming into the role. So I read a little bit about in the book about perception that you had of politicians, and I want to know now that perception. How has that changed? What was the big perception coming into the role of being mayor, and how has that changed now that you are mayor?
Yeah, so I would say I don't fit the typical mold of mayor. I get that, and I think at points I've tried to fit that mold.
Well, what does that mean, though?
Well, especially
So I'll help you out, Jen.
Thanks,
In the book, you say how, the first council meeting you went to, it was all maybe like older gentlemen and not necessarily, a young female with a different perspective.
I'm an older gentleman. Isn't the word for that experience? Isn't the word for that classy or something?
And also, maybe not, not in the middle of raising children and working and creating a business and doing all those things. So at that time, now things are a little bit different, especially in some of the towns in southern Alberta. There's a few more female people in council and mayors and in those roles. So I don't know. I would say that you're kind of like a trailblazer in that aspect.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, PR department Amanda. for taking care of the answer for our mayor here.
Let me just help you out there.
I appreciate that.
Oh, Rhonda, I don't think Jen lets things go to her head. She just jumps in and gets things done. She is not seeking stardom. I get that impression too. You're not seeking accolades. You're not seeking. You just want the best for the town.
For
I
sure.
mean, you live in the town, so you want the best for the town. I
Yeah.
live in the town. I want the best for my town.
Absolutely.
I mean, it just makes logical sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. But I'd have to correct one thing because I
Okay.
absolutely let things go to my head.
Oh.
It can be a lot sometimes, for sure. And there's a lot of highs, but there have been some lows. And, it takes... People say you need a thick skin. I still haven't necessarily developed that thick skin. It's just
Titanium.
So that's
not who I
kind
am,
of
but-
that's kind of what I thought the traditional mayor you were talking about would be, or a traditional politician, somebody with a thick skin, doesn't really let things get to them. But I mean, I know you're an emotional person. We're emotional people as well, and sometimes it is a hard job. So, what would you say is the hardest part of the job?
Well, as a perpetual people pleaser, I'd say that you can never please everyone, and you learn that very quickly.
Yeah.
I'd say in 2013, 2014, when I first started in council, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to hear everybody's concerns. I wanted to do whatever I could to appease those people. But, when I learned that there's absolutely no way I'll have 100% support on decisions,
Yeah.
that's when I started to be more effective, that I'm making decisions for all of Nanton, for the best of Nanton, and
Yeah.
unfortunately you're just not going to have everybody agree with those decisions.
Absolutely.
But I can, most of those decisions I can support and back up and at least explain how we got there.
Right. And is it things like this that you can't help but maybe push the ego just a little bit more? Jennifer for Prime
Hard
Minister.
pass.
And we also have Shari here who says, just tuned in from Calgary, and you are all such humble, lovely humans.
Aw,
That is so
thanks.
sweet. That is so nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so what about the family? How is the family kind of, like we were talking about your mom in the book earlier, and when you told her that you're going to get into politics, how'd the family react to this? And what have you got for siblings? You got a brother, right?
I have a brother and a sister.
Brother and a sister, both.
Younger,
Okay,
for sure.
And so, how did the siblings and the family take to this whole idea that you're going to become the mayor of this town?
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever saw me in this role. Actually,
No?
they knew I liked politics. They knew I was involved with the town on a volunteering level and event planning, etc., etc. But I don't think that it ever, like, they were excited, but yeah, I don't think they ever really. Yeah, but they love it. They absolutely love that I am the mayor. That my mom flexes it all around.
Oh, really?
She tells
I was going to say, do they use it for power?
Absolutely.
Did she get stopped by the police?
Do you know who my daughter-
Yeah, exactly. Do you know who my daughter is? You might want to think twice about giving me that ticket. That is so cool. And so we never really, because your PR department kind of stepped in for you, we never really got to that perception before you became a politician of what politicians were to you. And now that you are, as the mayor, what's the difference? What's the reality compared to the perception of it?
Yeah, so I will never forget, in 2013, I presented to the council at that time about the housing market, because that's my career, and
Yeah.
they wanted to know what was happening. And I'd never been to a council meeting. I never met a mayor. I never met councillors in my life. I was so nervous. I
Yeah.
was just a ball of nerves. And when I did the presentation, I remember leaving thinking, they're just like us, for one, and why was I so nervous? And then for another, none of them looked like us, like me. And at that time, I was about 32 years old and had a young family and was running a business, and the election was coming up shortly thereafter.
So they didn't look like you in the sense that they were all experienced.
Well, they were, most of them. Well, of course, Dave Mitchell was on there, but he's, naturally.
Dave Mitchell. Oh, I saw Dave Mitchell's name in the book as well. Not the same Dave
No,
Mitchell.
But yeah, just I just felt that it was time to have a different face and that I could potentially be that person on council. So I put my hat in the ring after gut twisting nerves and everything.
Yeah.
It just felt right.
And so once you got on, then the perception became reality.
It did.
Now, what's
become
the reality that's different from that perception?
Yeah, it's funny how people shift, right?
Yeah.
So I had a lot of support, and I still have a lot of support, but once you carry the title of counselor or mayor, there's different expectations, and there's sometimes a shift in people that, oh, now you're part of the system, or, oh, you're not representing us, you're representing yourself, and the narrative can change sometimes. So that takes a little bit to overcome, but I think that's natural in politics. But at the end of the day, we're all just your neighbors. We're all just the same people that we were the day before we got elected to the day now that I'm 10 and a half years in. I don't think I've changed that much. I probably have a few more scars, but
Right. One second while I clear my throat. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I want to now know about, since you become mayor, you have, I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have met some people in some different areas, like Peter Mansbridge, right, that maybe you wouldn't have met if you weren't mayor. Who stands out?
Who stands out?
Who stands out that you've met now in your career as mayor? Maybe another politician, that's somebody you met that was like, oh, this is really cool. Maybe it was Peter. Maybe, is there somebody that you've now come across in your career as mayor that you go, that was pretty cool meeting that person?
Yeah, I've met Jason Kenney, I've met Rachel Notley, I've met Danielle Smith. What I find with the people we've met, especially if they're in politics, most of them are just average people trying to represent. They're there for the right reasons, and they're just there to represent their areas. I would say John Barlow is a standout person for me. He's very diverse in this area. He's very passionate, and he really hasn't shifted much from the day he started to where he is today, and I've always appreciated my conversations with John.
Nice. Now, this book that we're talking about here, which I'll bring it back up again, How Canada Works,
which you can find at Taptown Books.
Thank you very much. That's exactly why I was bringing this up. So, and look at the little bookmark here. Look at that. So, Taptown Books. So this is where you can get this in town here, Taptown Books. You can get How Canada Works. And now, have you had anybody reach out about the book? Any stories about that?
Yeah, I've had probably about half a dozen people message me on social media, friends, strangers, just saying, hey, I have one person that I went to elementary school, Kurt. I went to Assumption in Bowness.
Wait a second. You went to school with Kurt?
No. I
Kurt,
went
what
to
are you still
Assumption.
doing in school at that time?
She's just addressing him.
My goodness.
Bowness school.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and she said she received the book as a gift from her boss, and she was just thrilled
Wow.
to send this to someone that she went to school with.
That's so
that was
cool.
probably really the most special one, for sure.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
And do you know how you were picked?
Yeah, so I did ask them that because of all the small town mayors, and that
Yeah.
was exactly what I posed to Mark, of all the small town mayors in Nanton, how did you select myself and other people that participated? And basically what they wanted was equal representation across the provinces. So they wanted to make sure every province had representation. They wanted to make sure there was an equal amount of women and men in the book.
Okay.
They wanted cultural representation, but basically they said, okay, we want to have a small town mayor, we want to have a high school principal, we want to have a mortician. And they kind of just checked social media, and they started placing things across the provinces as far as how they placed it.
That's
so they
pretty
came across
cool.
me through Twitter.
Through Twitter.
yeah.
Wow. Or now known as X.
X.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's really cool. So again, you guys, make sure you pick up the book, Taptown Books. That's where you can get it. How Canada Works. That is the book that we're talking about.
And it is the number 4 bestseller right now in Canada for nonfiction
Wow.
Canadian bucks, apparently. That's what Mark just told me.
Nice.
Really?
So, yeah, it's
Really?
it's
That's cool.
I knew that. I was going to mention it, but I did my research.
course,
I
yeah.
did my research, but that's okay. You can go ahead and
We're all just stepping over your.
yeah, that's all right. That's all right. No. The next thing I want to ask you about when it comes to this is, I know that you talk about the representation of being a female in politics, especially a mayor. So have you had any other people come up to you as saying, thank you very much as an inspiration to being a female as a mayor in a small town?
Yeah, I've had some really incredible experiences. One was actually at the event with Peter Mansbridge. Afterwards, we're standing there taking pictures, and a lady came down from the audience and shook my hand. She's like, I live in Stavely, and I have been watching your career forever, so it's so great that you're in this book. And
wow.
Yeah, that was a really special thing for her to stop and tell me. I think one of the other things, Rhonda Anderson messaged me once, and I love Rhonda. She always messages me the kindest things. And her kids said one day, they're like, can men be mayors too?
That's so funny. Rhonda just made that comment.
And I will forever appreciate that she shared that story with me, because all they knew was Paw Patrol, and all they knew was me, a female mayor in their town, and it brought so much joy to me. And I posted that quote on Twitter, and it was like, it took off. It was a huge, it was really.
You had something that went viral.
It did.
Wow, that is cool.
No, it definitely gained legs for sure.
So we have a volunteer at the station here. Her name's Dar. And Dar, now that she's a volunteer at the station, she figures that she can come in with some hard-hitting questions, I guess. So we got our first hard-hitting question here for the mayor. Dar wants to know, what is happening with the schools?
Oh, I love that you brought this
yes.
question up.
What is happening?
So much is happening with the school. And of course, there is the Livingston Range School Division trustee, so a lot of this is their deciding factor. But council and myself have been in the forefront of all of this. But ultimately, they make the decision. So what they've decided is that they are going to build a brand new AB Daily, which at this point in time will be located just north of the parking lot at AB Daily. So in between AB Daily and JT Foster, where the ball diamond is, that's where they're anticipating the new build will go. And at the same time, they are going to modernize the old AB Daily and turn that into the new JT Foster.
Oh, wow.
And it's a fast-moving train, so they are like 95% done, the designs. So they were approved design funding last year. And I've seen the plans, and it's coming together for sure. They're anticipating releasing the plans at the end of this month, maybe early February, to the community.
Okay.
I know the principals have been involved in that, and right now we are all crossing our fingers that there'll be an announcement this spring that this project will be approved and funded by the province. And if that's the case, they would likely be breaking ground in September or next spring.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So it's a fast-moving train.
And what happens to JT Foster after that is all completed?
Yeah, it's an expired building, so it will likely be demolished.
Wow.
But I'm not sure where the school division is, but it's just so past its prime, and there's too many issues. I can't see it being salvaged whatsoever.
I've always wanted to take a wrecking ball to a building. Now, as the mayor and my friend, are there any strings you can pull for me to be able to get in there and maybe take a wrecking ball?
I did have just this image of Miley Cyrus, and now there's like David riding this wrecking ball.
I'm so sorry. Why did I say that?
Right?
Why did I say that? Oh goodness. Oh, that is too good. Miley
I think we
Cyrus.
just lost a viewer.
That's fair. I I think we need to create a graphic on that, though, Amanda. I'm just going to leave that with you.
100% I'm on it.
With the new glasses.
Yeah.
But one more thing for DAR, too.
Sure.
So there is a new committee that formed. So one of the things that was really difficult with the decision that was made for the new AB Daily was that we'd be losing some of that square footage. And so a committee did just recently form called the Nanton Enhancement Committee, and they are raising funds to expand space for the Learning Commons. So there's going to be a ton of fundraising efforts over the next year or two to make that project a reality.
Cool.
Great. Wow.
Okay, so
thanks to those people who have joined that.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
it's going to be a
absolutely.
huge task.
So
Amy,
good.
right? Amy Gillespie's a big
Amy
part
Gillespie,
of that.
Greg Graves, Christy
Excellent.
Patton. We've got some stellar people at
Yeah.
the table that will make this happen.
Excellent.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I think that's maybe a group that we should get on the show and maybe talk a little bit more about what's going on with that
Absolutely.
and what they're doing. Now, I've got another question for you here about your role as mayor in our town. Of course, you are integral to decision making that changes, and we're always hoping to improve, right, what we have going on. But what is your favorite initiative that you've been kind of headed up or you guys put in place that we can brag about right now?
So I have two. One would have been the wastewater treatment plant, as boring as that is. That was a huge project in my first term, and right now the item that I am most excited about is the new clinic. And so yes, it is so exciting, and it is happening.
Wow!
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't even know about this actually.
It's so huge, and we did include the plans in the last agenda package. So if anyone wants to see it, it is online. And this has been a project 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
And we have a great committee that's comprised of community members as well as the three municipalities, MD of Willow Creek and the MD of Ranchlands. And again, another fast-moving train. And so we've got all the designs planned. We've got two different funding models planned. One is with a grant, one is without a grant. But either way, whichever, if we're unsuccessful with the grant, we're going to fund it another way.
Right.
And really, we should be breaking ground this June.
Oh,
is the
wow.
plan. So
That is fast.
Wow.
yeah.
And it's going to be the same location, but just expanded, right?
Correct.
Kind of?
So
Yeah.
it's going to be the same location. We'll be adding, I believe it's about 400 additional square feet, and we're just gutting the entire inside. And this, why we decided the same location, it was kind of based off the grant criteria.
Yeah.
And so that's why we'll be in the same location. There'll be a temporary clinic that's going to be located in the parking lot right beside the post office.
Okay.
So we're anticipating completion by the end of 2025.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
cool. Okay, I have another question for you that is going to segue into another conversation here. Speaking of the post office, there is a new billboard that has been installed right by the post office. So, what hand did you have in getting this thing erected?
I love this so much. It's definitely
Let's
something.
talk about this.
So, yeah, ever since I came on council in 2013, it's always been about elevating, getting information out, elevating communications, et cetera, et cetera. It always seems to be a moving target. We'll always hear from people saying, why didn't I hear? And in my mind, pretty much from the get-go, it's go to where the people are. Do not expect people to go to come to you.
Yeah.
Don't expect people to go to the town office to find information. Don't expect them to go to the website. Go to where they are. And where are the people of Nanton? They are at the post office
100%.
usually once a week.
Yeah.
So every tidbit of information, from events to what's happening with council to development, is on that billboard.
Yeah.
So we are absolutely thrilled with this, and we've gotten some great feedback on it, and I know lots of people are sending in their events and different things. So yeah, what do you guys think of it?
I think it's great. Now, I know that right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is just a rumor I heard, so let's ask the mayor live here
love
on
rumors.
on the show. So, rumor I heard that this advertising board will eventually become something that is touchscreen. Is that correct?
I don't think it has that capability.
It doesn't have that
No.
capability. Okay.
But there has been talks about adding a touchscreen one to the visitor information center
Okay.
area.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe that's where that's coming
Maybe that's
from.
where that's coming from.
So where it's
Okay.
a little bit more, yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you about that. Now, the one thing that you do say that I think is really, really cool is, and because we share this philosophy, is go to where the people are. And so with the radio station, we of course have our events calendar that I wanted to pop up here. Now we have a new one on the website right now. So the website is looking prettier and prettier all the time. So as you can see, we've got this ticker at the top that says new events calendar. And it
All I can see is the minus 38, and I want to throw up.
yes, we do have local weather on there as well. Thanks for pointing that out, Jennifer. So let's get back to the calendar at the top there. Okay, I'll let you just roll down here. You don't see that anymore. So we got the event calendar now for Nanton, and this event calendar is an actual calendar that you can click on any of these dates that have a little square around the number, and that means that there's something going on that date. So as an example, if you wanted to click on the 20th, or let's go over to the 23rd, then we've got all of these events that are happening on that day, including, and it will be updated because this is a new calendar, and you can submit your own event, but we will be having the karaoke as well on that Tuesday the 19th coming up. So let's make sure we get that in here. So karaoke happening on, oh, I'm sorry, it was 16th. This is 16th, not the 19th. Yeah. So the 16th of January is going to be our next karaoke night. Now, I don't know, Jennifer, if you're going to be out at that one. I know there was one coming up that I'm sure you said you were going to be out singing some Gangster's Paradise or something like that again. So, she's laughing in the background.
I'm shaking my head.
Yeah, that's
really,
right.
I should not be doing these kinds of things.
Wagon Wheel Pub, Nan's Good Time, Feel Good Place. Come on out for karaoke on Tuesday. Hopefully it's not too cold. But even if it is, you know what? Come out. We'll warm you up with some singing there at the pub. So back to the calendar, though. You guys can now submit your own events. So you don't have to rely on us to have your event in there. You can just submit the event. We'll approve it, and then it will be put in the calendar. And that is one way that you can utilize the website. But as I was saying, taking the information to where the people are, as you had mentioned, the reason why we do what we do as far as our philosophy and kind of our business model is we want to connect and partner, and our biggest partner is the grocery store. That's our biggest partner. So we always want to have people who are going into the grocery store be able to get up-to-date information on what's happening in Nanton. So, Andrew has been absolutely fantastic. We have other people. In fact, Jennifer Sledada just messaged me and said it's too cold for the radio station right now. So, no surprise. But when it is a nice day, you can go to Blended Boutique or you can go to the Promenade and you'll hear the radio station playing there as well. So, we're partnering with the businesses in town so that we can bring the radio station to the people. So, the information is getting to the people where those people are going to be hanging out and shopping and all that kind of stuff. So we believe in that philosophy as well. That's why we're trying to do what we're trying to do. So anyway, we are getting down to the end of it here. So is there anything that you'd like to kind of leave us with? Any parting words before we let you go? Our fabulous, fantastic Madam Mayor.
Parting words, not necessarily, but there is one thing I want to say is that we did just put a new aeration unit into the water reservoir, and so if you're noticing a significant difference in the color, taste, odor, that's because it's working. And I know in my own house, our water has been crystal clear for several months now, and it's just, we're very excited about this, and we are adding a carbon filter to the finishing process, which will further improve the taste and quality. So this has also been a big project for us, but we're super thrilled because we're starting to see those results.
Nice.
Awesome. That is so good. Now, this is a serious question. I would love to be able to do kind of a video showing people the water treatment plant. Yeah. And I'm sure that, the mayor can help me try to get in touch with the people I need to get in touch with.
Queue up.
I think,
Absolutely,
yeah.
And the wastewater treatment plant too. If you're curious how that all works, it's a fascinating process. We're doing lots of work there too.
So I think that's going to come up on the show here, because we were talking about the water treatment today. You just announced what you just announced. I think it'd be cool to show all that stuff so that people get a full understanding of how that works and how it runs and who is behind it, actually.
And there's big conversations too about running a pipeline to High River and
Yeah.
getting treated water from High River.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes open for that.
Yeah. Dar just mentioned, don't forget there's a hockey tournament this weekend. Speaking of hockey tournaments and hockey, we also, of course, cover the Nanton Palominos. And I have a quick update here from the Palominos in their last game, which was very close up until the third period when they completely fell apart and lost that one.
Brad Davies, after the Nanton Palominos loss, unfortunately, to the Fort McLeod Mustangs. First two periods, we saw some good competition there between the two teams, and then third period kind of fell apart. Do you want to kind of explain, in your perspective, what happened during that game?
Well, we started fighting the puck and we started missing our bounces, and I think the guys just got frustrated and just kind of stopped playing. We started chasing a little bit, which isn't our game plan. We just wanted to keep it simple going into the new year. Penalty troubles again. It's one of those things that we have to start working on, but we gotta start tightening down on keeping it simple and staying out of the box.
Okay, so like I said, the first two periods looking good, competing. How can you take the positives of this game moving forward and build on that?
Like I said, we just need to keep it simple going into the new year. The first two periods we played really good. We kept it simple. We played with them. As soon as we start quitting on the puck and not following up on our checks or anything like that and taking penalties, that's when we start to fall apart. So I think moving forward, we really start keeping it simple, getting pucks deep, and starting to battle for the puck.
There you go. There's your update from the Palominos. Of course, the next home game, that I believe is on the 19th of the month. So we'll double check that and make sure we get the information out. But I just want to thank again our mayor here, Jennifer Handley, for coming in and talking about how Canada works.
In minus 38 weather.
Yeah, that's right. Minus 38 weather. A little chilly in the studio, but I think we did okay, actually. I think we're doing okay in here. So thank you very much to everybody who tuned in, asked questions, engaged, had some fun with us. Really appreciate it. I've now got my new glasses here, so we'll get the lenses all taken care of, and then we'll try to figure out how I get that ring light to stay out of the lenses while I'm doing the show. So that's going to be the next challenge. Anyway, have a great weekend. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next week on another edition of Good Morning Nanton Live. Take it away, Highway 533 Band.
This one's for Jen.
Aw.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. 'Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even mama thinks that my mind is gone. I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Been treated like a punk, you know it's unheard of. Better watch how you're talking, where you're walking. You and your homies might be lined in chalk. I really hate to trip, but I gotta look. As they croak, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G that all the homies wanna be. On my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Now why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Look at situation they got me facing, gonna live a normal life. I was raised by the streets, gotta be down with the hood team. Too much television watching got me chasing dreams. I'm an educated fool with money on my mind. Got a 10 in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a locked out gangster, set tripping banger. My homies are down, so don't arouse my anger. Fool, death ain't nothing but a heartbeat away. Living life, never die. What can I say? 20 23 now. Well, I'd like to see 24 the way things are going. I don't know. Tell me why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Now why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Power in the money, money in the power, minute after minute, hour after hour. Everybody's running, half of them ain't looking what's going on in the kitchen. I don't know what's cooking. Say I gotta learn, nobody's here to teach me. They can't understand, and how can they reach me? I guess they can't, I guess they won't, I guess they front. My life is out of luck, fool. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Now why are we so blind to see that the ones we hurt are you and me? Now why are we so blind to see that the ones we've hurt are you and me?
Bob Barker reminding you, help control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.